meeting. Roll call.
Johnston here.
Carrillo here.
Kavich here.
Zukowski here.
Correll here.
Seifert here.
Chandler here.
Excellent. Okay, have you had a chance to review the minutes of February 28th?
Yeah.
Seifert moves to approve the minutes of the February 28th, 2017 meeting.
Guzikowski seconds.
Roll call.
Johnston, aye.
Carrillo, aye.
Kavich, aye.
Guzikowski, aye.
Correll, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Chandler, aye.
Great. Moving right along, significant common council actions. Carrie?
Council approved the following: an ordinance approving a conditional use permit for the property at 2040 West Ryan Road, allowing for the outdoor display of ice and propane retail merchandise. Also, an ordinance approving the conditions and restrictions for a conditional use permit for the property at 500 West Opus Drive, allowing for the development of a freight terminal with 2 underground fuel storage tanks in excess of 5,000 gallons, and outdoor storage of dolly equipment as accessory uses. Also, a resolution authorizing staff to apply to the State of Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources for an open space acquisition project in the adopted Parks and Open Space Plan and Abendschein Community Park Master Plan for an Abendschein Community Park expansion, and also appointed Alderman Dan Bukevich to fill a vacancy in the office of mayor, and as a result of resignation of Steve Scafidi, to complete his term of office, which expires on April 17th, 2018. Congratulations to now Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Carrie. I appreciate that. Moving on to new business, 4A, we have a temporary use permit submitted by West Garden View Gardens for a seasonal garden center, something we deal with seasonally. So, Pete?
Westview Gardens is requesting a temporary use permit at 7501 South Howell Avenue, which will be in the parking lot of the bowling alley. Up on the screen is the proposed location of the hoop house that will be used. It'll be a 16-foot by 48-foot hoop house with the purpose of selling plants, flowers, and produce. As in years past, Classic Lanes will furnish water as needed and will allow access to the restaurant facilities for employees and customers. This business will operate between 7 days a week from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m., starting May 1st and going through July 2nd. In the recommendation, staff recommends having the temporary use permit expire on July 10th. This will give them an extra week to break down and take away all of the materials. This is the 7th year in a row that they've requested to operate this greenhouse at this location. There have been no complaints regarding the operation. Staff recommends, as before, that no signage to be allowed to be painted or affixed to the exterior of the hoop house, and that they be limited to one 32-square-foot sign. And with that said, staff recommends that the Plan Commission approve the temporary use permit for the temporary garden center at 7501 South Howell Avenue with conditions 1 through 3.
Thank you, Pete. At this time, I'll open it up to questions or comments from the commission.
Any problem?
Nothing. I guess the only comment I'll make is Pete mentioned it on the signage. Did they go something permanent last year? I think we wanted something better than the plywood with the spray paint.
I believe they did. I cannot for the life of me recall exactly what, if it was just an open or if you had something in addition.
Name and address for the record, sorry.
Larry Schutz, 1247 51st Street, Caledonia, Wisconsin. Owner.
Larry, we asked you last year about the signage, and I actually visited the business, and I don't remember if you guys did anything laminated on a more...
I had a sign made that's banner, which was the square footage of the previous sign.
Okay.
You know, and it adheres to a sheet of plywood that I got fixed to one of the lights in the parking lot.
Okay. As long as, you know, Pete, you're the sign guy.
Yeah, it was fine. They were in compliance last year.
Okay, great. Just wanted to make sure it happened. So other than that, anything else for the applicant? All right. I'll go for a motion.
Seifert moves that the Planning Commission approves the temporary use permit for the temporary garden center at 7501 South Howell Avenue with the following conditions. 1, that the temporary use shall expire on July 10th, 2017. 2, allow one sign no larger than 32 square feet. And 3, that the property is returned to its original condition.
Charles seconds.
Roll call.
Johnston, aye.
Grillo, aye.
Gavich, aye.
Guzekowski, aye.
Crowell, aye.
Seibert, aye.
Chandler, aye.
Great. Thank
Thank you very much.
And I hope the weather turns quickly for you so you can get out there and,
I got a Modine that's acting up at home right now.
good luck.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, moving right along. 4B, we have a signed plan review for the much anticipated Five Guys, a commercial tenant at 160 West Town Square Way. Pete?
Yes. As always, when it comes to Drexel Town Square, this commission gets to review all signage that is being proposed. And in this particular case, it is Five Guys over at 160 West Town Square Way. Just a brief overview. In this particular development, applicants are allowed to have one wall sign on the entrance as well as one wall sign on the north side facing Drexel Avenue. They are allowed to have one eye-level sign per 12 linear feet of frontage for their tenant space, and also they're allowed to have 1 to 2 flag signs per entry facade. Here on the screen is the north entrance of, not the north entrance, the north side of this tenant space. The height of the lettering is 24 inches, which is acceptable. The height, overall height of the sign with the red backer is 32 inches tall, which is acceptable as well. On the front side, the entrance, they're having the exact same sign. They also have proposed eye-level signs on this picture. They do show 3. They show open, they have milkshake sale and milkshake something, I can't remember exactly the comment, and then hours of operation. Unfortunately, they only have 32 feet of frontage and are only allowed to have 2 eye-level signs. The applicant did submit new graphics showing that they will just have the hours of operation on panel number 7 and as well as number 4, which is in compliance with the 10% coverage for the glazing for any tenant space in Drexel Town Square. If approved, the applicant will install one wall sign on both the north and south elevations of this tenant space and display 2 eye-level signs on the south elevation so as not to cover more than 10% of the glazing. With that said, staff recommends that the Plan Commission approve the sign plan submitted by Matt Street at Five Guys for the commercial tenant portion of the property at 160 West Town Square Way, allowing the signs as stated in 1 through 3. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Pete. At this time, we'll open it up to the commission. Commissioner Chandler?
I have a question for the applicant.
Evening. Name and address for the record, please.
Sure. Matt Street, 704 Somerset Drive, Janesville, Wisconsin, representing Five Guys.
Well, the eye-level signs, are they just on one elevation?
Yeah. Just
Yeah, they're only allowed on the entrance facade per the code, and so that's why what they're showing is 2 over on section 4 and section 7, which is compliant with code.
And can you provide more information about these eye-level signs?
Sure. One's just an LED open, just signifying they're open, whether beyond or in business hours. And then the second one is just, and I do have some pictures of some typicals. If you've probably seen, sorry, typical open LED sign, which would be above the doors, and then the business hours set would be Five Guys Burgers and Fries with their open 7 to, and again, this was taken from a Conyers, Georgia location, but their hours may slightly vary from this, but I believe they're 10 a.m. to 10 p.m., but that would be the business hours set just on the front door.
Can you provide more information about the business hours?
As far as what's on the sign or size or what?
No, the details of the sign. Is it LED?
No, they're just,
Lettering on the door?
yeah, vinyl lettering on the second surface, inside of the door, yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Anything else? Although not part of the agenda, do they get a placard on a monument sign somewhere on the property, Pete?
They would be allowed to have that as well, but that wouldn't be necessary to approve here because we approved that monument sign months ago. So when it comes to content, we don't regulate that. So.
Okay, and it'll only be on the interior drive of Drexel Town Square, correct? It won't be facing Drexel?
Well, there's the Five Guys, the white lettered and red sign is going to be both one side facing Drexel.
No, not on the building, just on the monument.
Oh, on the monument.
Is it in Town Way, or is it on Drexel? It's on Drexel. Okay,
Monument sign, yes. Okay, gotcha.
okay.
Tape delay here.
I know, it's not part of the agenda, so. Anyways, other than that,
Just because I was now confused, so the monument sign that's on Drexel as you pull in lists whatever the ultimate five guys and five
5
tenants.
tenants, correct.
Got it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Potbelly's had it as part of their sign plan review, but it wasn't really
No,
necessary.
right.
But they provided every bit of signage that they were going to intend on displaying.
okay. Okay, if nothing else, motion?
Correll moves that the commission approves the sign plan submitted by Matt Stride, Five Guys, for the commercial tenant portion of the property at 160 West Town Square Way, allowing the following: 146.13 square foot, 32-inch tall wall sign in the north elevation, 146.13 square foot, 32-inch tall wall sign in the south elevation, and 3 eye-level signs not to make more than 10% of the glazing opaque on the south elevation.
Seifert seconds.
Roll call.
Johnston, aye.
Grillo, aye.
Bekavich, aye.
Guzekowski, aye. Correll, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Chandler, aye.
Okay, all right, moving right along. 4C, plan review for site and building plans submitted by Tyler Edwards from Menards Inc. for, in addition to an existing building at 6800 South 27th. Carrie?
This was actually something that was reviewed by the commission back in 2015. You'll recall that there was an addition on the south elevation of the building, and that was part of their staging area for deliveries, and they left a small corner on the southeast portion of the building open. What they'd like to do is just extend that overhang to the entire length of the south elevation. It would match the same metal panels that are currently used on the building. It would be adding about 4,000 square feet. Would not be seen from the road, but the fact that they are using the metal panels would require a 3/4 majority of the Plan Commission. Staff does recommend approval because it does match the existing building. Meets all setbacks, and there are no other concerns from staff. The recommendation is that the Plan Commission approves the site and building plan submitted by Tyler Edwards for Menard Inc. for the property at 6800 South 27th Street, subject to conditions 1 and 2. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you very much, Carrie. As Carrie stated, I think we have seen this before, but we'll open it up to questions and comments. Commissioner Chandler?
I have a question for the applicant.
The applicant did contact me prior to this meeting, saying that he did have a previous meeting that he had to attend in another city. So if there are any questions, I would see if that I can answer them for you, unless the applicant does arrive. So with that,
I wanted more information on why the change.
the change, I believe in the submitted materials, they said that they were moving their delivery operation from inside the store to outside the store. So this would put everything in that overhang area and allow them, to have the consolidated operations under that addition.
And can you share with us the changes, where they are
Sure.
actually?
So if you look at your screen, this is showing the entire layout for Menards, and I will zoom in on the portion that they are going to expand. The red lines are showing both the existing approved expansion, and then this is the area that they are going to expand. This is the old plan showing that this was open. This is the elevation. But what they're going to do is just expand that overhang on the southeast corner to the entire length of the building. So the previous plan showed that there was a space here, it's just going to be a continuation of that existing overhang. So it'll be on the southeast corner of the building. So there was a corner left off, and now they're just going to have that all have an overhang on it.
Thank you.
Ryan? On? Chris? Pat? Okay. Seeing no questions, we'll do a roll call. I'm sorry, a motion.
Carl moves that the commission approves the site and building plan submitted by Tyler Edwards Menards, Inc. for the property at 6800 South 27th Street with the following conditions. 1, that all building and fire codes are met. 2, that all mechanical equipment, ground, building, and rooftop is screened from view.
Guzekowski, second.
Roll call.
Dunstan, aye.
Gavich, aye.
Guzekowski.
Roll aye.
Seifert, aye.
Chandler, aye.
Right. Before we adjourn, just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Apparently, we either have them very long meetings or very short meetings lately. So,
Leadership.
yeah, new leadership, I guess. It's all or nothing, so. With that, we'll ask for a motion on adjournment.
Grillo moves to adjourn at 6:16.
Seifert seconds.
Roll call.
Dunstan, aye.
Grillo, aye.
Gavich, aye.
Guzekowski, aye.
Carl, aye.
Seifert, aye.
Chandler, aye.